Yo, what up, everybody? We are here to talk about Battle Royale Season 7. We want to talk about who we want to draft with the BR program cards, and we'll also talk about the rewards here too. If you're one that loves playing in the BR streets, or heck, even if you just want to finish the program but maybe find some cards to do it for you, make sure you give a like to the video, subscribe, and come back for the next time, as most of my content is going to be centered around BR. Now, let's get into the program. First up, we've got our 90-point reward. It's going to be it's pretty much a standard program just like we always are. Obviously, it's the same thing, you know, your player missions, they give you the same points. It's nothing new. If you've played BBR before, it's the same thing again. It's pretty straightforward even if you haven't done it before. But this Shane Victorino, a retro finest, and is clearly the best card that we've had for him all season. Actually pretty exciting being that he's a switch hitter. I would not be mad picking him in BR here, especially being a center fielder with some speed, some great defensive reactions, and power that plays. Now that 74 probably is a little bit of a sneaky power, especially with everything else that comes around to it. But totally a usable card and great for theme teams, potentially in ranked if you want to use something different. Because you know that 118 vision, it's going to play. Let's go on to the BR rewards, flawless, and the program at 100 points. It's going to be two cards this time. It's going to be a 99 Johnny Cueto and a 99 Larry Walker. Now, Cueto, he's got some pretty high control, pretty high BBs per 9, 113 hits per 9. His windup is always kind of a little sneaky. He's got sinker slider change, pretty much everything that you look for in a pitch mix. Depending on the level of play you're at, you know, obviously he can play pretty well. He just might not have enough velocity to play at the lower levels itself. Being out, he maxes out at like 94 miles an hour. The other guy, Larry Walker, Colorado Rockies, prime card. I've always loved his swing, even on his lower cards, especially for BR. The fact that he's almost max against righties is an actual chef's kiss. He's going to be really good in the field. He ain't going to sell on anything. His speed's pretty average, and he can, you know, with the 110 contact versus lefties, you know, he's definitely not going to be like a straight platoon guy, though you easily could if you wanted to, especially up in the higher ranks. But the biggest thing, that 124 clutch, you know it's going to come in handy. You know when the game is on the line, Larry's got your back. Now, let's get on to what we all came here for. The BR program cards. Who should you be drafting when you get that bronze round, the silver round, and the gold round? Let's find out. Let's rank these guys and who I think you should pick in reverse order. Number 4 definitely is going to be Clayton Kershaw. The only way that I would be caught dead playing this card would basically be if I'm going for the program. But if you play enough BR, it doesn't, you know, you're going to get enough points. You don't need to waste your time drafting this Clayton Kershaw card. There's almost nothing deceptive of this card. He throws way too slow. Yeah, he's got a 73-mile-an-hour curveball, but it's just going to hang in the zone and get absolutely blasted for 480 feet anyway. So I just straight pass. Don't even think about it. Next up, number 3, Charlie Blackmon. I love Blackman's swing, especially on his silver cards, even his like low diamond cards. But the thing about this one is he's gonna be selling both in the field and in the power department. 36 power and 25 power just absolutely does not play at any level. And the fact that his only high contact is against lefties, almost kind of worthless. His speed is, you know, above average, but even then, like, I don't know. Like if you like playing with this card, I wouldn't blame you, but you know, I think there's better options here, especially in the left field department. So coming in at number 2 would be the Grandpa Duke Snyder, coming in at the ripe old age of 36, which, boy, when you talk about the older generation and you look at their pictures and you look at them and it's like they look like they're 60 years old. But then they're like, oh, I was 36 in that picture. That this man isn't out there stealing moms already. You know, when it comes to Duke, I've always liked him. He's always been pretty lackluster, especially in the field or speed and things like that. And I think that's what kind of brings this card down a little bit. He's a great bench bat, though. He's got that reverse split power against lefties. But it's something that he can be fine and play. I wouldn't be mad if you brought him off the bench or if you needed to use him in a pinch. He's not a bad pick. Obviously, that plate discipline, 98. Yeah, that's what you want. That's what you're looking for. Thank you. But being that he's a right fielder, you can easily find another right fielder that probably can at least start. And probably the guy that I think is going to be the one that I pick every time is going to be this 74 Troy Glass. His diamond collection card from this year absolutely rakes. What a great swing. I feel like this is probably going to be one of those cards that also has some sneaky power to it, even with the 67 and the 58 power. But he shouldn't be absolutely selling in the field or anything like that. So if you want to fire him off, you can put him at third and play him every time. Obviously, I'm ranking him as number 1, but we obviously just had Rowdy in the last season, which you could actually start all the time, and also Delgado. So it comes kind of underwhelming that we get 4 bronze cards that are pretty much just filler. You can obviously just grind them out if you want to, if you're looking for those program cards. But I think even finding use for them, probably Troy Glass would be the most useful one. Let's bring it in to the silver cards. We got some cards that I absolutely love their swings. I've hit well with them in the past. Almost all 4 of them I actually don't hate. But really kind of comes down to kind of the stats and the attributes, and we'll rank them. Here we go. Coming in at number 4 is going to be Giancarlo Stanton. Now, number 4 is not that bad in this round if you want to use him as a bench bat for those reverse splits. The only reason when it comes to the 4 of these cards that I'm probably not going to be picking him is mostly because of his defense and his speed. He pretty much just like in real life, he's not going to be that great out there for you, and he's going to be taking missteps all the time. Now, his power is legitimate. He will be able to put the ball over the fence pretty much on demand. So if you do pick him, I don't blame you, but the 56 power against lefties is kind of So all in all, it's probably like a C+ card. Coming in at number 3 of guys that I would pick is Starling Marte. The biggest, he would basically be like a perfect platoon with Stanton. You would put him out in the field and then maybe pinch hit him against righties or something like that. The fact that he can hit lefties really well, and he's got great speed. He's going to be great in the outfield. He's got a bunch of speed. He can play center field in a pinch if you need to, depending on your roster lineups. But he's going to be able to, he's going to be a great bench bat too, especially coming in against lefties if you need him. If you feel like you got a better set or a better outfielder to play, and you know when the game comes on the line, that 89 clutch is going to be a big factor. Coming in at number 2, this was a tough decision. I ended up going with Jazz Chisholm. I think he's going to be a lot like Alberto Mondesi. I love his swing. Obviously, he's not a switch hitter, but his defense can play and his speed is great. And he can play shortstop in a pinch. So this is definitely one of the cards that I would actually consider, depending on my first diamond pick and if I needed to figure out someone to go through. But I've always loved Jazz cards, and I think he's a really solid card. I probably rated him at as a B right now. We'll see how he plays out. And coming in at number 1, Josh Bell, the sweetest swing that we've got in the program right now. The fact that his defense, you don't even think about it. He's a first baseman. He can't play anywhere else. He can't play left. He can't play right. You don't need him. He's going to be able to make diving plays as much as he can. The game does not care about defense at first. He's going to swallow up every ball, and you're just going to sit there with the bat and just hit home runs with him every time. The 66 power is going to be deceiving. You're going to see him hit some absolute nukes. And the fact is you're going to have 85 power against those lefties. So if you can find the right lineup construction where you can protect him with some lefties, I think he's going to be a very solid pick, and you're not going to go wrong when you go with him. And don't forget about that 98 durability. He's going to be on the field every day. And finally, we got our gold round. Now, almost every gold round this year has had an absolute gem of a card. And I think this time is no different, and that card definitely is going to be 83 Cole Hamels. Wait, he doesn't have a sinker. He doesn't have a cutter. No. Okay. No, you're not playing Cole Hamels. And you're not playing Irvin Santana. I mean, if you're picking these guys, you're just trying to get the PXP and the missions done. But they almost there's zero playability when it comes to these two cards. They're basically, I would rate them lower than even some of the bronze cards. Like, I would just rather have a bronze hitter than waste a pick on either of these two guys. So all that means is it leaves us 2 guys to pick from here. And being that we only have 2 guys to pick from here, we're only going to rank the 2 of them. Coming in at number 2 is 84 Marwin Gonzalez. Now, he can play pretty much anywhere in the field. He's got great utility. He's got great defending skills. His speed is a little slow, so even if you put him in the outfield, maybe not. He's probably way better in the infield, especially if you need like a second baseman. Obviously, being a switch hitter, he can rake and mash against righties. His lefties splits are a little bit underwhelming for a gold card, but at least you got the 109 clutch. But he's going to be a great guy to slot in the lineup, especially because he can go against lefties and righties and hold his own at least. And he's not going to be too much of a liability in the field as long as you're playing him in the infield. And that leaves us with what I think is going to be the best program card that we have in Season 7. And that's going to be 81 Luis Robert or Robert. Louis Bob. I don't know. This card's going to remind me a lot of the Byron Buxton, but with the actual power. Now, that Byron Buxton was an amazing card, and he had some hidden power, and I've always loved Louis Bob's swing. You get to put him out in center field. He's got great defense. It's already diamond, and he's got 85 speed. There's nothing that this card isn't going to be able to do. Now, honestly, the only thing that this card is lacking is his drag bunt skills, but we're not going to be doing that here. We are power swings only. And that just makes it easier to hit that third deck. And that does it for our gold rounds. But if I see you drafting these guys, if you get Cole or Irvin and you're throwing these, I am taking it 500 feet with Lewis. It's a guarantee. 100%. All right, that does it for the Battle Royale Season 7 program cards and rewards. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment down below. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and that noti bell, as we're going to be starting up some more Battle Royale content. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.
Gouda.